Ramadan is coming up, and one of my favorite things about Ramadan is every year I feel like I become a better Muslim. Whether it's a personal habit or a lifestyle choice, I really do feel like every single year I've been growing up, I've always feel like I made progress on becoming a better Muslim. And not only that, and one of my other favorite things about Ramadan is of course the food. I feel like for every ethnic group that is Muslim, there are specific staples that you eat in your household where you know when Ramadan is right around the corner, this is what we're gonna definitely have at least once during the entire month. And what's so interesting is being married to a Pakistani man, I've seen so many different things that they have as essential staples during their household during the month of Ramadan. But for Bengalis, it is completely different. We have things like Chola Bhuna, also known as Bhoot. We have our own version of pakoras, which is called Piyazu. And we have different type of tempura based fritters like beguni and anything else, you know. And of course we have small little things. Every household is different. But for today's video, I'm gonna show you some of the foods that I grew up eating during the month of Ramadan. And a lot of these foods that I'm eating, these are staples that my mom would make every single year. Sometimes almost every single day, and it's kind of like, whoa, because I can't be eating greasy and oily foods every single day. But once in a while, it is so delicious, and what can you do, you know? It is that one time a year where you know it's Ramadan, you're gonna have a little extra piyazu or you're gonna have a little extra beguni, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? In today's video, I'm gonna show you some of the staples that I grew up eating. It's gonna be an easy tutorial. This is especially for the people that aren't home for Ramadan, or if you're an exchange student and you're in a different country, you wanna make some of the foods that remind you of home, don't worry, I got you. If you're not subscribed yet, I'm Shampa. I make a lot of different types of cooking videos and lifestyle videos. So you better hit that subscribe button because we got a lot of fun new recipes coming up. We got a lot of chats to do. So yeah, let's start cooking. This spice bean dish is a staple in Bengali households. We're gonna be using black chickpeas, also known as kale chana. You're gonna soak them overnight and then you're gonna start boiling them in a hot pot for about 20 to 25 minutes. By the 20-minute mark, I suggest you take one chickpea and then kind of press it in, and if it's tender like that, you know it's done. In a pan with oil, we're adding in some tomatoes, some onions. I forgot to originally boil the potatoes with the black chickpeas, but I just boiled them on the side with a little bit of bay leaves and some regular chickpeas along with our spices. Our spices include salt, black pepper, turmeric, red chili, garam masala, cumin, coriander, and a little bit of water, and just a little bit of ketchup for that sweetness. Of course it's optional, but I always feel like it gives it a little depth of flavor with some green chilies in it too. Top it off with some cilantro, and there you go, it's super easy. It's high in protein, and as long as you're using minimal oil, I don't see a problem breaking your fast with this. And it's a simple dish that's always on the iftar table. Pettis, also known as chicken patties, is one of my favorite appetizers during Ramadan. Now you can use any type of meat filling. My mom traditionally even uses tuna fish, but for this we're going to be doing chicken. I'm just sauteing some onions with ginger garlic paste in a pan with oil. And now I'm adding in about half a pound of ground chicken. I'm also adding in a cup of vegetables, but you can add whatever other vegetables you want. Some people add carrots, some people add some shredded cabbage. And of course our spices. You're gonna notice the more you cook Bangladeshi food, we kind of use the same spices on repeat. Now I'm just gonna keep this on low heat and cook it for an additional 5 to 10 minutes, and then just top it off with cilantro, and our chicken keema, which is our filling, is now complete. I'm using store-bought puff pastry squares. These are a little bit on the bigger side, so this would be ideal one per person. But in the past when I've had parties, I've done mini puff pastries. And those mini puff pastry squares are perfect for any dawats or family occasions. And you want to also make sure that the chicken keema is fully cooled before adding it into the puff pastry. When working with puff pastry, this actually gets to room temperature extremely fast, so you're going to have to work a little quickly on this. You're going to make these little triangle shapes and use your fingers to kind of press it in, and you're actually going to be using a fork and sealing it in on every side. This is just going to ensure that none of the meat is going to spill out. And another idea that you can use with these puff pastry squares that I love doing is actually doing a combination of spinach, feta cheese, and mozzarella cheese. And I would also suggest just doing it directly on a baking sheet because then you don't have to worry about the puff pastry sticking to anything, or put it on some parchment paper or wax paper. I also just whisked up 1 egg, and I'm going to use this as an egg wash and then add in some sesame seeds. We're going to bake these in the oven at 350 degrees from 25 to 30 minutes or till it's golden brown. And for the rest of the patties, I suggest you wrap them in some wax paper and then put it in a Ziploc bag in your freezer. Now you have these chicken patties made ahead of time, so whenever you have guests, you can just easily take them out. And look, they're just so nice and golden brown. They're just so crispy, and I suggest serving it up with some sweet and sour or chili sauce. I'm absolutely addicted to these spiced lentil patties, also known as Piyazu. It is just so hard to eat only one during Ramadan. I'm chopping up some cilantro, green chilies, and I already have some sliced onions on the side as well. These are like the Bangladeshi version of pakora. We have some red lentils that were washed and soaked for about 20 minutes, and we're going to pulse them till they're a little thick in our food processor. You don't want to pulse them to be super thin, you just want like a good amount of texture. And this is where I'm adding the cilantro, the green chilies, the onions. And for our seasonings, it's super minimal, just a little bit of salt, some red chili, and some turmeric. I did also add some whole lentils. This is optional, but it's just to give it some texture. And now I added in some rice flour, and I'm forming it into these little patties. I would recommend you just start squeezing it in your hand till it kind of forms that shape just like this, and then you're gonna add it into your oil. I would say about each side, it takes about 4 to 6 minutes. And you want them to be golden brown just like this. Now when it comes to assembling your plate, you gotta put a date, you add the Bhoot, the Pettis, your fried appetizers, and top it off with a little bit of puffed rice that we call muri. And now your Bangladeshi style iftar is ready, and of course you gotta enjoy it with your favorite sauce. First, shout out to the outfit check, okay? This celery gummies is from Bangladesh. I really like the onna. My cousin Neha gave it to me, so thank you Neha because it fits perfectly. Now let's get to the food, okay? We have our kezur, we have our Bhoot with our muri, we have Pettis, we have beguni, we have piyazu, and we have some ketchup because that's just the way I like it, okay? So let's finally dig in. Reminds me of home. Typically, you would always eat the kezur first. Now let's get to my favorite, the piyazu. Got the patties. Oh yeah. The little kids always eat the patties up in any iftar dawat you go to. Listen, the Bengalis be doing something different during Ramadan, okay? Every culture has their own thing going on during Ramadan. This is what Bengalis eat.